Yep. Let's take a look, let's take a look. So, hi all, hi. I am going to send this, I maybe have to get this to the other side. So, I'm going to send this, this mask that I 3D printed. And I'm going to do that while I'm live streaming. This mask has a lot of layer lines. I have to see if I can get the camera a little bit better. So, this mask had a lot of layer lines, and I've been masking it a little bit with some putty. And now I have some putty on it. I'm going to send it, and while sending it, let's talk about things 3D printing related. So you guys can name a topic, and we'll talk about it while I'm sanding and making this all nice for painting, because I'm going to paint this. And yeah, so I'd like to hear your thoughts about 3D printing at this moment in the chat, and then we can talk about it. And my question to you guys is, have you ever done such a print like this, like a complete paint job? Have you ever done that? Because it's my first time I'm actually going to paint a thing like this, and I don't know how far I will get today. It's pretty detailed, and that makes the sanding a bit difficult. So yeah, let's take a look. In the meantime, let's see the live chat. There is nothing yet in the live chat. So guys, please give me a topic to talk about, and let's talk about it. Maybe Simplify 3D, for example. Simplify 3D just announced that they're going to plan an update, and an upgrade, and that upgrade will be a paid upgrade, so you will have to pay for it. And I've got some emails and some reactions from people on my contact form and on my Thingiverse explanation about the Simplify 3D, and all those people were a bit upset, and the reason they were upset was that they said, well, I already paid that much for the software, and now I have to pay for an upgrade. And then I was thinking, well, yeah, that's true, but in the meanwhile, an upgrade also means that you get a lot of added functionality. And added functionality also means that you have functions which are new. And you don't have to buy the upgrade. You can also stick with the version you already have. You can stick with the version 4. But when version 5 comes out, I think the support for function 4 will slowly die. And at this moment, no one has yet given any comments in the live chat. So yeah, there's someone. Victor, hi. My painting equipment. Well, to be honest, pencils and some acrylic paint. I'm going to first clean this off and then sand it like I'm doing now. Then when it's perfectly smooth, then I'm going to spray paint it with a paint that makes it easier to have the base layer and to paint on it. And then I'm going to try and paint it just like the Venetian people do. And paint it with acrylic paint, all those lines in different colors, and but before I do that, of course, there will be blushes, but it's all done with acrylic paint. And it's a very nice way of painting. I've seen it a lot because I've been a lot to Italy, to Venezia, and well, there those masks they come from. So that's the way I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it the Italian way. And of course it would be easier when painting with a paintbrush. But to start with, I don't have a paintbrush. And if I would have one, I don't know how to use it. So that would be something new for me and something I would like to try. But I never bought one and I've never been busy with one. Hi Wileys, how you doing? Good afternoon everybody. Well, how you doing Wiley? Nice that you visit my channel. Very nice. Yeah, I thought, well, let me do a live sending and see if people like it, to see how I'm doing the sanding and the preparing for the paint job on this mask here. What I did to fill in, by the way, is I filled it with wood filler. So I've been using, instead of putty, I've been using wood filler on this thing. And wood filler is very easy to put on. So you can just finger paint it. So you use your finger and then go over it, and that's how you get rid of most of the layer lines. But my trouble with this part is that it's printed on a printer that has a problem in the Z-axis. Or not anymore, because I already repaired it, but it had a problem in the Z-axis. And the problem was that one of the bearings was broken, and it was on the CR-10mini. And one of the bearings of the Z-axis wheels was broken, and therefore I had a slight problem with it printing, because when it was going up it was wobbling, the axis was wobbling. And now I changed the bearing, and now it prints like a charm. Hey, that's Logos, how you doing? How are you doing? Nice that you visit the channel, very nice. I am at this moment sanding this part, and I will be painting it later on. Don't know if that will be today in the live stream, but yeah, I'm trying to get a nice smooth texture on it. And as I was telling, I had a little bit of a problem while printing this, and therefore there are all kinds of layer lines on this mask. I think it's a little bit blown out, but yeah, you can see it. And I don't think I can get the layer lines completely invisible, because then I would also lose my contrast here in the things that should have been visible here. But in the meanwhile, yeah, in the meanwhile I'm trying to get it as smooth as possible, especially on the larger surfaces. So yeah, I can do a lot of nice things with it. And it's Derek. Yeah, of course I know it's Derek. Yes, of course. But I don't know if people like that I mention their real names. So when people come in and have a name for their channel, I always name them by their channel name. Which also means that people call me the 3D print creator instead of Brian, and I'm Brian. So everyone just call me Brian, or say hey you, or whatever. That's all good. Have you guys ever done a paint job on a 3D print? And if yes, how have you done that? How have you been doing it, and have you been sanding and that kind of things? Hey, Dark Mask TV, how you doing? How are you doing? And in the meantime, Wiley also find Derek. Now another reason why I want to send this, also the detailed part here, is that when I'm sending it, I also flattening it. And by flattening it, it's easier for me to print on, to paint on. So that's also one of the things that made me decide to use the filler also a little bit in here. And to send it on this place. I'm not a professional in doing this. So I'm sure that if a professional is watching this, that he is having a lot of comments. But hey, I can learn from that. And in the meantime, let me have some apple cider, which is really nice. Good, thanks so much for the info for 3D printing, my good sir. Oh, well, no problem at all, no problem at all. I like helping people always. That's a bit of the purpose of my channel. To help people get nice 3D printing results. And I made a stupid mistake this week. I made a very stupid mistake. Don't know if you guys have been watching my my YouTube video that I put out yesterday. But yesterday I put out a YouTube video in which I was telling people that when you are designing a part, you should consider how you are going to make that part. So if you are designing for 3D printing, then you should consider some things like, for example, the size of your nozzle, because that's determining how much infill you can use, if there will be infill in certain places, etc, etc. But then I showed it in Simplify 3D and I made a print and I showed people, hey, this is what happens, to prove my point. And then another one reacted on that video and said, well, you're not proving anything at this moment, because Simplify 3D has a great way of correcting for your mistakes. So basically the information I was giving on that video was correct, but it wasn't correct to show it with Simplify 3D, because Simplify 3D can correct for that error. So yeah, it was a stupid mistake. But I made a video about it, about the mistake, to show people that I didn't do it all completely correct. Because I think if you make a mistake, you should also show that you made a mistake. What I did. But sanding on white engine filament, whoa, takes time. I'm sanding at this moment with, let's see, it's P120, so 120 grit. And yeah, this filament, it's really tough. Yeah, I was just talking about that a little. What do I think on Simplify 3D now charging for updates and upgrades? This question I have seen on my mailbox, I think 15 times now. People in the Thingiverse group, where I tell a little bit about Simplify 3D, also hit me with this question. Actually, I don't think it's strange. I think that updates should always be free. I think that an upgrade can cost money. That's no problem at all. Then again, it is us, the user, who determines if we want to use the upgrade or not. An upgrade means that you're paying less than if you're paying for the complete new version. So you pay a smaller fee. But it should bring added functionality that you don't have at this moment. And if it brings added functionality that would really help me, then yeah, I'm willing to pay for that. On the other hand, if it brings functionality like, for example, the latest updates brought, like things for multiple color printing or multiple parts on the same print bed or that kind of things, then I wouldn't pay for it because, yeah, I can't be bothered with it. So that's a bit of how I'm into this. I don't mind if the upgrade really brings new functionality. And yeah, there is always, you have three options. When you're new to 3D printing, then there are three options. The first option is go for a free slicer. And there are pretty good free slicers out there at this moment. Take Cura for example. Cura is a fantastic slicer. Slick 3R is a really fantastic slicer. So there are really good free slicers out there. And you don't have to pay anything for them. Then if you want some added functionality on top of what those slicers can give you, then you go for something like Simplify 3D. And then you are willing to pay 150 euros or dollars for it. The euro and the dollar is almost the same. So when you're not worried about paying for it, then you're going to do that. Now, the company Simplify 3D is giving us a third option. They're bringing out new software, and that new software we can buy. And I think we can buy it for a lower price because we already used the current version. So yeah, I don't think it's really a problem. Now, what would be added functionality that I like? Added functionality that I really like would, for example, be if the software gives me the possibility of multiple processes without having to think about it. So, for example, if I do a print like this, then on the parts that have really large overhangings, it would be very nice, for example, if my layer height would switch from 0.2 to 0.1, because then it's more easier for the printer to print in those steep overhangs. So yeah, that would be an extra. I'm now making these multiple processes myself. When I'm slicing, I'm making the multiple processes while watching at my print, sometimes forgetting something. And if the software would do that by itself, that would be a really added value. Another thing what would be a really added value if I could change something on a part. So if I, for example, bring in an STL file, and this happens a lot. I find something on Thingiverse which is almost perfect. Almost, not really perfect. And then I want to change just a little thing, maybe add a screw hole or things like that. And when the software would give me the option to change just a little bit, but you change an STL file directly and then slice it directly from the same software, that would be a really added functionality. And well, that would be something I would be willing to pay for. Now, what do you guys think that would be great added functionality? Hey Don, how you doing? How are you doing, Don? Nice to see you on the channel. I haven't been doing live streams for a long while, so yeah, I thought let's give it a go and let's start a live stream. So yeah, but what are your thoughts about the charging model that they have now, that you have to pay for the upgrades? I don't think it's a bad thing, but how are you into it? When are you gonna let me chat on your lives, damn it? Can't even say hi there. Well, you said hi there. Done. Yeah, that's another thing. I'm not really that mobile at the moment. I've been operated on my knee, and it's really frustrating, but I can barely walk on that knee at the moment. So yeah, I have to sit here or walk like a cripple man, or use my, I don't know how you call them in English, my sticks on which I can walk. So yeah, it's really frustrating. It really is. I want to play airsoft, I want to run to the fields and do things like that, but not at the moment. I feel that after paying £150 for the Simplified 3D, that should be enough for a lifetime upgrades. Yeah, I can imagine you thinking that. Then on the other hand, it does depend on this quickly. Now I think that if they're really adding extra functionality, then well, it's okay. If they're not adding extra function, so it really depends on. Because I'm seeing now that the stream is hanging. Is it or isn't it? Well, that's funny. In my upload fenster I see a normal stream. In my download fenster I don't see a normal stream. Okay, I see now that I'm still live. Yeah. I refuse to pay so much for software. Yeah, I can imagine that there is a lot of free software. So if they're not way better than that free software, then why should you pay? It's the same with Windows. All updates and upgrades as free as you have a license. No, it's not true. That's not true. When changing from Windows XP to Windows 7, I had to pay money. When changing from 7 to 8, I had to pay money. And when Windows 10 was okay, they charged money for it. So every time Windows comes with an update, I had to pay money for it. So the updates are free, the upgrades are not free. But as Chris said today on his live, it's not worth 150. Well, that's depending on what you are getting. Again, if the software doesn't bring anything more than I can find in free software, like Cura, like Slick3R or whatever, yeah, then absolutely true. But the thing is that we all don't know what they are going to bring. We don't have the slightest idea of what this upgrade will be. So I think we cannot at this moment say that it's a good thing or a bad thing or anything like that, because we still don't know. And we will only know after the upgrade is there. And that will be the moment that I decide to pay for it or not to pay for it. And maybe not to pay for it. But I think the simple fact that they are charging money isn't going to hold me back. My Win 10 Pro costed me 18 euros as a full version on new in eBay. Okay, so but okay, then you paid 18 euros. We still don't know what the upgrade is going to cost. No one said that we have to pay the full 150 euros for the upgrade. Now imagine that an upgrade would cost, let's say, 35 euros. But for 35 euros you get the functionality that is almost the same as in Fusion, for example. Well, then it would be worth the 35 euros. Because then it really adds functionality, and we don't know what they are going to do. So I have to give them benefit of the doubt. But after buying Windows 10, all updates are free on Windows 10. Yeah, all updates. As long as it is called Windows 10, all updates are free. But in 2020, when Windows 10 will be replaced by Windows, I think 20, then you will have to pay for Windows 20. And then it's a complete new program, just like from XP to 7, from 7 to 8, from 8 to 10. So therefore, it depends on the added functionality. I have to say that they made a lot of buzz about the 4.1 update they did. As if it was the greatest thing on earth, and really it wasn't. So if the upgrade is going to be as good as their update was, well, I'm not going to pay for it. But if their upgrade is really going to be good, well, yeah, okay. By the way, wearing a shirt of Joe Satriani. I'm really fond of the music of Joe Satriani. Don't know if any of you guys know him. If not, yeah, find his music. He is a great guitar player. He plays in Chicken Feet. He plays solo as his own band, Joe Satriani. He also plays in the 3G, the 3 guitars, with Stevie Vai and a guest guitar player always. And I've been to a lot of concerts from him, and well, it's a great guitar player. So if you guys are into guitar music, go and find Joe Satriani, or you already know him if you're really into guitar music. You know what I found the difficult thing about sanding? That you have to do it over and over and over again. And sometimes you get a little bit depressed because you don't see anything changing. I think I'll wait and see what is added. It would need to be a lot more on it if I'm going to spend more money on it. Yep, same for me, exactly the same for me. If it's just added functionality in a slicer, I'm not going to pay money for it. If it's more than added functionality in a slicer, yeah, then I'm willing to pay for it. But at the moment I don't know what they are going to do, so I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt. I have to get a towel and some water, because, whoa, this is getting dirty here. I'll be back in just a few seconds. I have to get a towel and some water. I think you guys can still hear me because I'm wearing a microphone. So yeah, I just had some water. Oh, I'm walking like an idiot, man. And here I am again. And let's see first if I can clean this up a little and get all the dust off it. Because this should be, wood filler should be very good with water. So we can see if it really helps. And then see whatever I have to sand anymore. And I would like to have this in my living room where I have a lot of Chinese masks. So I would love to have this one there as well. Country 3, you like the shirt? Yay! Joe Satriani. Hi Country, how you doing? How are you doing? Nice to follow. Nice to see that you are on the chat, on the stream as well. Like to see you here. I'm not doing that much live streams, so when I'm doing it, it's always fun to see people join and come in. Love that. Now I also have to clean this a little bit. Oh man, is my desk dirty right now. Just a little like this. Let's see, I'm good. Getting ready for my celebration stream. Okay, what kind of celebration do you have? What kind of celebration do you have? And when will this stream be? Because I would love to join in then. I think it's getting somewhere. This part is way better than this side of the face. So as you can see, there are a lot of layer lines on that side of the face, while on this side it's less. My 1 year and 1,000 subscribers from 4 till 6. Oh, so it's this day, today. Hey, great that you have 1,000 subscribers already in 1 year. That's really a neat thing, but you need a lot more. You need a lot more subscribers. So everyone on my channel watching this now or later, make sure to subscribe to Country 3D, because he really has a nice channel. Make sure to subscribe. I'll be sending all time and cleaning this up, so you can leave and go to his channel, subscribe, and then come back. Because it's worth it. And the same goes for the German printing nerd, and the same it goes for everyone. Everyone with the 3D printing channel, you have to subscribe. Because, hey, we're one big community. Now, I don't know if this sandpaper is for wet sanding as well. I don't think so. It's leaving marks. Oh damn. But it's working. Oh yes, this is working way better. Okay. I had to do it with water. Oh guys, I'm still learning. By the way, I got a very nice paint. I don't know what the perfect word for it would be, but it's flock paint. So when I'm going to paint this later on, then the first layer I'm going to spray paint on it is flock paint. And this should get rid of every layer that I've left while preserving the details. And I've never used it, so I don't know how good it will be, but they say it will be very, very nice. So yeah, I have to try, of course. Of course I have to try that. And then I will be painting it the Italian way, just with normal acrylic paint. And see what I can get out of it. And then I will post a picture on my Twitter and my Instagram and everything to show you guys what I made. One big family, yeah, for sure. for sure. It's so nice. I really mean this. It's so nice that we are all on the same page when it comes to 3D printing. We all want great result. We all want to help each other. We all want that people who are new to 3D printing that they can get great results and nice prints. And we are all willing to help those people. And really, I love it. I think this is indeed one big family doing that. And it doesn't matter if you talk about the bigger channels or the smaller channels, and that's why I think the smaller channels should grow a lot bigger. That country is now doing his 10,000, oh sorry, his 1,000 subscribers. It should be 2,000 at least, because his channel is worth it. And the same goes for Don, and the same goes for all of you. We are all worth it, because the smaller channels aren't worse than bigger channels. In fact, I learn a lot more from the smaller channels at this moment than I do from the bigger channels. So I like the smaller channels a lot. Some 80 grit sandpaper. Hey dudes, Jake, how you doing? Jake from State Farm. How are you doing? How nice for you to join the channel. Thank you for that. See how dirty this gets from just using the sandpaper. It's all hands work. There are times that I'm thinking, is this ever going to be a nice build? Yes, it is. I'm sure of it. It will be very, very nice. Don't know if I'm qualified enough. That's a completely other story. But I will try. A Lost Harvey mask? I don't know what Lost Harvey is. It's a Venetian carnival mask. So this is what Venetian people are wearing on carnivals. And like Carnival in Rio, the Carnival in Venezia is really great. Lost Satriani too, but loving Friedman. Yeah, for sure. How you doing? Hi. How you are doing? SR. Yeah, I'm a big Satriani fan. I really am. Oh, my wife is here. Well,
hi.
Let's introduce her to the channel.
Hello. I just want to say to him on 10 o'clock tonight, there's a program you want to see.
Yep, 10 o'clock I'm for sure stopping with the stream and going to that program.
Why?
Yeah, I know exactly why.
Okay.
So 10 o'clock there is a show on television that I'm following. And yeah, I want to follow that. So this stream will last only half an hour. Gotcha. Reminds me of the Lost Harvey from the Game of Thrones. I haven't seen the Game of Thrones. I don't know the Game of Thrones. I've heard a lot about it. There is even a Dutch actress in it, which has a very significant role. But I've never ever seen it. So I really don't know. What are you doing, Tango? My dog is doing strange. Come eens hier. Come eens hier. Say hi everyone. Hi, I'm the doggy. So.
Bye.
Are there maybe questions in the live stream that I can answer? Maybe some of you wants to know something about me or about his printer or about, well, can be anything. Maybe something that I can help with. And if so, I would love to do. Now having to go to another sandpaper. Much finer. It's a 400 grit. And it should be water resistant. That was on the package, so now it's going for the smooth works. And I lost a lot of viewers. It were 11, now it's 7. But hey, I can imagine who wants to watch someone send a mask. I would go away if I were you. But if you go away, no problem at all. But make sure to visit the live stream that Country is going to do. At, what was he saying? 2 o'clock I was thinking, Eastern. Where was it? 4 to 6 Eastern time. So he's doing a celebration stream, and that's always fun. Oh guys, this is going to be very, very nice. Now I am going to put this mask, by the way, in the dishwasher. When I'm completely done sanding, then I'm going to put it in the dishwasher. And it's dishwasher friendly. It's printed in engine filament. And engine filament can be used to make dishwasher friendly parts. But it's also very handy to make it extremely clean and yeah, very nice looking. Can use every temperature on it because the dishwasher can only get to 65 degrees Celsius, and this can be heated up way above that. Do you have some tips to get prints down from Geeetech? Destroyed 2 prints with spatula. Yep, I have. When you're using Geeetech is very, very good for the adhesion. Sometimes even too good with its adhesion. So everything sticks to Geeetech like crazy. But a very simple thing that you can do is first set your nozzle a little bit higher from the Geeetech. Just a little, a fraction. Normally when I'm using the thumb screws, I'm going for 1/8 of a circle, and then try it again and make a very small print and see if I can get it off the Geeetech. Now when you've done that, and the print is just a little bit, your nozzle is just a little bit above the Geeetech, higher than it was, then it will be way better to get things out of the Geeetech, to release it. Another thing you can do is have a very thin layer of glue in between the Geeetech and the print you are going to print on it. You're not using the glue to make the print stick on the Geeetech, and the print will definitely go through that layer of glue. But the fun thing is, glue is soluble with water. So when you have the print on your bed and you can't get it loose, just take a small injection needle and apply water to the edges of your print and wait for 5 minutes, and you will see it comes off. And it's the reason why I always have my injection needle near my printers. Just to do that. Just when I'm printing on Geeetech, I have few printers that work with Geeetech, and when I'm printing with it, just a thin layer of glue, and then if something sticks too good to the Geeetech, then I put a little bit of water on the edges. And that's the way you wait for 5 minutes, and that's the way to get it released again. And it works like a charm, because the glue is going to dissolve, and yeah, then the print is released from the Geeetech. So yeah, that's the way how I do it. And but for Geeetech, it's very, very important to have a perfect height above the bed. So you really have to level the bed very, very good. And if your bed is a little bit warped, this is going to give you problems. And nowadays I don't work that much with Geeetech anymore. I just have a few printers that still work with it. But mostly I'm printing on glass. Just plain clear glass. And see how nice and how flat, oh, here, the surface is when you're printing on glass. It's like a mirror. That's how I print nowadays. And I don't add anything to the glass. If you have cleaned it perfectly, then engine and PLA will stick to it like crazy. So I can just print on it, and then when I'm done, just get it off, because it releases very easy when the glass is cold. And I'm not using special glass or something, it's just photo frame glass that I'm using. Photo frame glass works perfectly. Let's aim the camera a little bit higher, like this. And then you will be able to see just a little bit more of the sanding. So yeah, that's my way to do it, and I hope this helps you. Yeah, it's never nice to destroy prints with your spatula. The other thing that always works with Geeetech is heating it up again. So if something is really attached to the Geeetech very, very hard, then heat it up, but not to the complete temperature where Geeetech is very strong, but to half its temperature. So if, for example, if you have a material that prints on let's say 40 degrees or 45 degrees, then heat it up to about 20-25 degrees, something like that. But that there is heat a little bit more than the print bed was. And this makes the print bed get bigger, because everything that's heated up is also getting bigger. And you have to use the momentum. So the moment that this is happening is the moment you have to try and release it. And it really works. Ha, you're also working with a Da Vinci. I had a few Da Vincis, and I don't have them anymore. I still have one cabinet. Maybe you can see it over there. There is a cabinet. There it is, of a Da Vinci Pro. Not using it anymore, not as a Da Vinci Pro. It's rebuilt. It's now got other software flashed in it, not a motherboard in it. And the whole structure is changed, because now it's a Core XY printer. And that makes the printer really, really good. And I didn't want to have anything to do anymore with XYZ printing. I had a bit of an argument with them, and that was the moment I didn't want to have to do anything with XYZ printing anymore. Still have to say that their printers, especially the Da Vinci Pro, is a very nice printer that I like a lot. But now it's rebuilt, it's even better. Oh, sanding with wet sandpaper makes it so much easier. Now the sandpaper sticks to your finger. So it's very, very easy to apply on the surface. Are there more questions, guys? Because this live stream is going to end in about 10 minutes. And then tomorrow I'll be painting it. And I don't know if I make a live stream of that. I don't think so, to be honest. But are you having more questions, guys, that I can answer? And have you ever done a paint job like this yourself, and how did you do it? I would love to learn from you guys, because it's my very, very first time I do a thing like this. I always print functional parts like prototypes and that kind of things, but never things like masks. So, really curious. And if you're not yet subscribed to my channel, this is a nice time. Please subscribe to the channel. If you have not liked the stream so far, I can imagine what's nice about someone sending. So I wouldn't hit that like button as well. There is not that much to like about someone sending a mask. So, but if there are no more questions and no more things that we can talk about at this moment, then I'm going to end the stream, because I'm going to watch a show on TV that I'm following. And I'll be posting more of this print and how it's eventually going to be on my Twitter and Instagram. So guys, I'll see you later. I'm going to end the stream. Bye bye.